We've been wondering for a little while, with all of the blatant, massive hardware leaks about the Pixel 9 series of phones, when are we going to start seeing more about the Pixel 9 series of phone features, the AI stuff? You know what's coming, the new fun features. Well, we have an article today from Camilla Wojciechowska to look at, and it actually covers stuff that I literally just posted a video talking about and speculating about, and then here it is. It's a thing. Maybe that makes me feel good. I don't know. I wish this had happened a little bit sooner, because then it would have been maybe one video instead of two, but maybe it's better this way. Let's look at those features. So while I am going to put a link to this full article in the description down below, I'm going to be using this thread that I posted on Threads to sort of run through this stuff as quickly as possible. This is a screenshot that they were able to provide in that article. Discover Google AI at its best. Gemini, Circle to Search, we're quite familiar with those already. But then we have three new ones: Add Me, Screenshots, and then Studio. So, Add Me, make sure everyone is included in a group photo. This sounds very reminiscent of the Pixel 8's Best Take feature, which basically you are taking a group photo, you snap multiple photos of that group, and then what will happen is it will scan through them and it will find the faces, and if you have a shot where everybody looks great but one person blinked, it can grab their face from another shot and then add that in instead to have your quote-unquote best take. This sounds like we are taking that concept a million miles further by potentially merging two separate photos. You're going to literally be adding someone into a photo who was not in that photo. We are going to be taking the what's a photo question, that topic, way further with a feature like this. Really interesting. I cannot wait to see how well that works. Next up, we have the screenshots feature. And this is something that, if I'm being totally honest with you, sounds remarkably similar to the video that I literally just posted this morning, right? So Motorola just has announced this feature called Remember This. It's going to capture a live moment or on-screen information, saving automatically with AI-generated details. Information will be stored on the user's device to recall later. That is pretty much exactly what we are talking about. Let's go back up here. Find the info you need from your screenshots. So when you take a screenshot, it is apparently going to scan that screenshot using Gemini Nano. That is important because that's the one that is locally on your device. This stuff is not going into the cloud. It's not leaving. Just like with Windows Recall, which, yes, this does sound remarkably similar to. Recall on Windows is going to be taking a screenshot automatically every 2 or 3 seconds and doing the same thing, the same OCR, which is optical character recognition. Some of you got upset with me because I said content instead of character. I am terribly sorry. It's going to scan the image. It's going to pull together all that metadata. What was on the image? What were you doing? And then that becomes searchable. With this feature, it's pretty much exactly that. But the big difference with this and with Motorola's solution is the screenshots are manual. They're not being done every 2 or 3 seconds. You have to remember to do it. And therein lies sort of the problem, right? Because you have to remember that you need to remember something. And that might not be super easy to do. But when it's taking the screenshots automatically, people get freaked out. No matter how often, how many times Microsoft says, we're going to encrypt the data. It's never leaving our device. It's all processed on your device. We don't have access to it. People just don't trust them. They don't believe them. So Google is going another direction. You have to do it yourself. You have to manually do it. Does that impact how useful this is? I think it does, but it's going to be really interesting to see how well it works. And then the last one is Studio. Did it just say Studio? Yes. You imagine it. Pixel creates it. So we actually saw an article a while back. Pixel 9 can let you create your own stickers with generative AI, and it was something that was going to be part of the screenshot tool. You take a screenshot and you can quickly mark up the screenshot. As part of that, you're going to be able to create stickers, generate stickers to then slap on top of your photos. Sounds kind of interesting, but fairly limited. This is apparently the rest of that. It sounds to me like something much more like Apple's, what do they call it, their image playground that they showed off with iOS 18, I think is the one that they've just now shown off, where you're just going to be generating images and doing all kinds of things like that. Now, one thing that I want to point out to you is that it just says you imagine it, Pixel creates it. Does that mean it's images? Is this going to actually extend to video content, maybe like short GIFs or short videos like that? That would be really amazing. But look, it doesn't take a ton of imagination on this one. You imagine it, Pixel creates it. You're going to be telling your Pixel phone to make something, and it's going to make it for you using generative AI, which is extraordinarily impressive. Now, one thing that is, I think, rather notably not mentioned on this screen is something I've been talking about in multiple videos, something that I think Google is working on to compete with Apple's new Siri, and that is something they're internally calling Pixie. Now, I won't dig into this too deeply because it's literally not part of this news story, but it's just interesting that it's not mentioned. I'll put a link in the description down below to a video that I already made talking about this feature. It is basically Google's answer to Apple's newly better version of Siri, and I think it's definitely worth a watch, guys. Thanks for watching. Like I said, full link to the article in the description down below if you want to check that out and see what Camilla has to say about these features for yourself. I will see you in the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.